So now it's time to submit our closed file. So if you're at this point where you have had a closing and you're submitting that file, the process is going to be very similar to the contract file you submitted and even the listing file you submitted before if this was your listing. So regardless if this is a listing or a buyer opportunity, the process is going to be the same. So in your closed folder on the left side, you're going to click on that, and then you're going to have your lists of all your placeholders for your closing file. So on the right, just as a refresher, there's a drop down menu, and you can toggle between uploading from My Computer Manual or from DocuSign. So I have most of my documents in DocuSign. A lot of times with the closing, you might have just scanned them in to yourself from your closing and have them on your computer. But of course, since you're probably needing to split them, you probably put them in DocuSign. So wherever you're grabbing them from, you're going to choose one of those options. So I'm going to choose DocuSign. And then again, another refresher, to grab your checklist, you may have to click the three dots and click include DocuSign forms so that you can see that, because it stays a static form in there instead of a flat PDF. So now in my drop-down menu, I'm going to search for closing checklist. So I'm going to click on my drop-down menu and search for my closing checklist. Put that on there. Then again, I'll go to my three dots and uncheck include DocuSign forms. So then I'm going to continue down the list, grabbing those documents. So if you can remember what you saved it as, you'll type that in. So I knew this one was just saved as CD. If you didn't, you could always scroll through that list. So I'm putting just the documents that I have in here. So of course, you're going to put the documents that apply to your closing. That's going to be different for every closing. There might be something where you had a lot of repair proposals and then amendments, or closing date amendments, multiple notifications, anything like that. If this was your listing and you had a lockbox on it, you would put the lockbox return sheet in it. So it all depends on that transaction. So make sure that you're not just adding what I'm showing you here, you're adding anything that's applicable for your closing. Now, if you needed more placeholders, you can always do the three dots and do add document, just like you do on your contract file, and add additional documents. Also, don't forget to attach your MLS printout, whether you have that saved on your computer or you put it in DocuSign. I'll just go to My Computer Manual, and then I can browse my files and find my MLS sold printout. And there it is. So I'm going to add that. And then once I have all of my documents on here, I can submit to the Market Center. If you need to send a message for any reason to anybody on the staff, you can always click the three dots and do add comment to checklist. Type the @ symbol. So for closing, it might be a message to Julie that you need to send. You can always send that here. Always make sure to tag the person that you're needing to get notified, because that's the only way we'll get a notification. If you just type something in here and send it, we won't see it. So make sure that you are using that @ sign, and then send your message and click add reply. And then once you have all of that in there, you'll submit to Market Center for review, and you'll click submit again. And then just keep an eye out for if anything is returned in that file. And if it's not and everything's approved, then you'll be able to get paid. And if anything is returned, then you will just make those corrections and resubmit the file. And then you'll be able to get paid then. And if you have any questions regarding a closing file, always reach out to Julie. She is the one that processes those.